Hi, good afternoon. This is Adam Taylor with the ITS group. I think this might be video number 10. In the last video, we installed, what have we done? We've done our security groups, we've set up our policies, we've installed our connection server, we've installed our report server. So now, if we've done everything right, it's the moment of truth, which is to have the GPOs push down automatically and just have our fleet enroll itself and get itself all set up and configured based on the GPOs we've set. To do this, you'll typically need to reboot each machine twice, once to push down the policy on the next reboot, and then the second one for the actual installer itself, which will also change the registry keys at the same time. So I'm just going to quickly boot each one of these machines up twice over, and then as we log into each one, we should see them load. So let's start with this one. So just want to restart. There we go, so the policy should now be pushed out. Do a second reboot, which was for the installation. We now just check each machine. Some of these don't actually load until the first login, which we'll see here because they don't load automatically. If we go to Chris, Technician, we'll just expand that out a bit. Now what should have happened is the tech console should have installed. It won't run by default, but it should have installed. If we go to the Start menu, we can see it right at the top there under recently added LanSchool Tech Console. So we'll give that a run. This is going to pick up any teachers and students that are already connected, whether that's through the server or in peer-to-peer. So it looks like it's found our students, which means our students have deployed. One of the main differences between the teacher and the student is that the student isn't subsequent to any AD checks because you don't need to be in an AD group to run the student client. You do need to be in an AD group to run the teacher or the tech console, which is why they don't actually appear until you log in for the very first time. However, this is a pretty good sign, I'd say. We've passed our AD check to get into the tech console first and foremost, so we know that works. We've also managed to find the students, which means the student client is pushed down. If we go to Manage and then Preferences, the IP address details that we set up here, so our connection server and local broadcast and channel 0, all three of those configurations have fallen into place nicely. Two small changes that I would quickly make on the tech console. The first one is go to Manage, Preferences. If you just go to the tech, and then we're going to change the message from when you lock the machines. So I prefer something like locked by system admin. Something that's really going to put a big message on the screen so they know it's coming from you. Just a couple of other potential changes. When you're remotely controlling a machine, you can opt to disable the keyboard and mouse. I like to leave that on by default so you're not fighting them. You can just block them, stop them from doing what they're doing and immediately take over. Also, when the interface starts filling up, these thumbnails will get smaller to accommodate the greater number of them. Here you can choose whether or not to see the student name or the machine name. If you're looking for something particularly user-driven or student-driven, then you can leave it on the default. If you're using this more from a network admin perspective, like managing patch deployment and admin tasks and maintenance tasks, you might want to change that to the machine name. Good, so press OK. The other change that I mentioned is similar to what we did on the LanSchool connection server, which is because the tech console can also manage updates, we just want to put the same MSI files onto the tech console just as we did before. So that's the teacher and the student MSI. You just select them, copy, and then we're going to go to the same location as well. So it's C program files x86 LanSchool tech console. You just want to paste those in just like we did with the connection server. There we go, done. That's it for the LanSchool Tech Console. We will keep it running right up in this area of the screen here, so you'll notice more screens add as we load each PC for the very first time. They'll also load into the connection server if they're joined to that as well. Thanks very much for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one for the safeguarding console. Many thanks.